This one might surprise you, and it may be the thing, that missing element that you're missing in your company and why maybe you're not reaching the level of success that you want to reach. And this also works for your personal life as well, or if you're a startup or whatever that might be for you. So there was a study that was done of the top 200 companies today, not 50 years ago, not 100 years, because things have significantly changed, especially with the advent of AI and how much AI is really out there today. But there was one single thing that these top 200 companies had in common, and it was this. They had what's called an MTP. What is that? That is a massive transformative purpose. In other words, they weren't necessarily focusing on, as their overall vision, the product or the service. They had a mission. You know, a great example that you probably know about is Elon Musk. His purpose is to make life multiplanetary, because he has a deep-seated belief behind that outcome that he wants to have happen. And the thing is he's talked about this before, like if somebody can do it better than him, then he welcomes it because it's still part of the purpose. When you have a purpose, even if your competitors might have a similar purpose, if they achieve the purpose, well, guess what? Now you win too. And the reality is a lot of us are focused so much on competition, but competition happens at the bottom, where collaboration happens at the top, those that have a singular purpose. And by the way, there's probably multiple ways that you can execute your purpose. For example, in my life, I have a singular purpose, and that is to help extract the potential out of people and help them rise to that potential. I do it through business. I do it through coaching, through training, through videos, through things like this to help you wake up to who you are and really understand what your purpose is and then rise to that purpose. So if somebody else can do that better than me, if somebody else is also in that space, great, because the purpose is being accomplished, not necessarily somebody winning over me or me losing and them winning or vice versa. But now here's the two things, the two biggest obstacles also that I believe are the biggest things in companies why they're not where they want to be today. Number one is they don't have this massive transformative purpose. They don't have an overarching purpose that they're passionate about. You can have a purpose and not be passionate about it. You can have a passion, but also not have a purpose. But when you convert your passion to whatever that purpose that you're passionate about, wow, that is an absolute game changer. And in my example, it's something I'm way passionate about. I've dedicated my life to, but it is now at my purpose, and I am aligned now with that purpose. Whereas a lot of my life, I wasn't. That's when the magic happens, when your passion matches your purpose, and that becomes the focus of your organization. Then all efforts are directed to that purpose. And the second thing is they were focused on multiple things. That companies that are struggling are the ones that are focused on too much. They're not focused on that one singular, massive, transformative purpose and not putting their passions towards that. So if you are struggling, there is something magical when you align your passions with your purpose and go after it with everything that you are. It is not so much about doing, although the doing is important. Don't get me wrong. I am huge for strategy and tactics. It is much more about becoming that person that you need to become in order for you to reach that outcome of achieving that purpose that you have in life. So it starts with number one. What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about helping people? Are you passionate about technology? Are you passionate about software? Are you passionate about children or adults or sports or fitness or finances or health or wealth? Whatever that might be, what are you passionate about? And then is there a purpose within that passion that you can align with so that now you can ultimately start going that direction? And I would add a third thing, and this is something that I think is really important, and that is profits. What I mean is you can build a business that is not just transactional in nature, meaning you're exchanging dollars for a service or exchanging dollars for a product. I truly believe that the best businesses in the world are those that are transformational, meaning, yes, there's a transaction involved, but what that means is that it's meant to transform the lives of your clients, your patients, your customers, whatever vertical that you're in. It's meant to transform their lives. That's what it's all about. Everything that I'm trying to do in my business right now, including this video, is to help wake up people to who they are, rise to their potential so that they can ultimately create a transformational organization for themselves that will bring profits that will allow to feed that engine for them to keep going and make the difference in the world that they want to make. I mean, there are things that you cannot be called to, that you cannot do because of the level of income that you're at today. So imagine if you align your passion with your purpose, and then of course your business, which ultimately equals profits, well, all of a sudden, that's a game-changing formula for not only a great life, but to change lives as well. And then, of course, you can continue to do it because then there's profits behind it that will keep driving you to the next level of success and take care of the needs and wants that you have for yourself, for your family, and then, of course, your customers and your clients as well. It's so powerful. What's up, John? How are you? Good to see you. I will see you next week, my man. So I hope that's helpful. Remember, align with that MTP, that massive transformative purpose, and make sure that it is a singular purpose. And then everything else you do inside the organization can be aligned with that. Now, I'll add one last thing that I have found. I have found when I sway either a company that I buy or a company that I get involved with or something outside of that, my MTP, for example, I find that I feel misaligned. And if you've ever felt misaligned in your life, it's a horrible feeling. I spent so many years of my life not being the person I knew I was born to become. Mark Twain said, I love this quote, that the two best days of your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why. And so I've spent so much time not aligned with what I knew was my mission, my passion, my purpose, my calling. And it's not fun. And you're never going to be truly happy until you align with that. But when you're able to create a company that also aligns with your passion and your purpose, wow. All of a sudden, that's when you hear things like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life, which, by the way, I don't believe that. That's not true. But you hear things like that because there is some truth to that, meaning when you're aligned with your passion and your purpose and you have a company behind that, well, all of a sudden, the thing that gives you income also gives you fulfillment, also changes lives, including your own life. So if you are not aligned with your purpose, if you are not aligned with your passion, if you don't have that massive transformative purpose in your life and you're not aligned with it and you're aligning your passions with it, I highly suggest you do that now. And there is never, ever a time where it's too late for you to align with that. I get it. They say that, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. And I'm telling you that from experience. I was in a world for 18 years that I loved, but it wasn't 100% aligned with my passion and my purpose. And it wasn't until I was 40 years old that I actually figured that out, which was just a few years ago. It wasn't very long ago that I finally figured out what my true passion was, what my true purpose was, and how I could align with that purpose. So it's never too late. And I'll tell you right now, I had to leave that. I had to leave that life that I was living. I had to leave that business. I ultimately sold that business and started moving into a business that aligned with that. And every time I'm taking steps forward in that business, I just feel happy because I'm absolutely aligned. And John, I love your comment. Me too. Yes, John, I know you well enough to know that seeing where you were before versus where you are right now aligned with your purpose, your mission, knowing what you are on fire right now because of that. And I love that. So again, it's not an easy thing, especially if you're, for example, working a 9 to 5 to say, I'm going to leave this. It's not aligned with my purpose. I'm going to do something else. I know that's hard. But that's part of the reason why I wrote that book behind me, blurry, you probably can't see it very well, called Commit First. Commit first means you first commit to that thing that you know you must do and leave everything behind. Other people have said it as burn those boats. Make that pivot point in your life. That might be walking off the 9 to 5. That might be changing your company to what it needs to be. That might be changing yourself to who you need to become. And I'm going to finish with a quote that changed my life. It was the pivot point just 3-4 years ago when I was discovering this for myself. And that's this, that the scariest day of your life is the day you die, when the person you are meets the person you could have become. Are you on the path right now to the person you can become? And if you're not, get on that path, because on that path is struggle, is hardship, but more happiness and alignment than you ever felt in your entire life. And everything is worth it. knowing where I was before versus where I am today and the path that I'm on today, I can tell you that's true from my own experience. So you guys got this. Go after everything you have. Remember, like these are some powerful, powerful things that I'm telling you because they will change your life because they've changed my life. All right, guys. Hope you guys have a great day and thanks for listening. We'll see you.